Hey guys, Smitty here. I'm just gonna do a quick little video. I've been doing quite a few lately. I'm just trying to critique stuff at the moment and get used to this whole videoing stuff. Um, Not feeling the best at the moment, so just bear with me. So this review is just gonna be, it's just straight off the top of my head. Um, just my opinions, and it's on the House of Amouage, and this is for you, Logan. You said you wanted to up your Amouage game. So I've only got 7 here at the moment. I'm going to get a few more decants and that off Clark and a few of the other boys, hopefully, and maybe review those. But these are the 7 that I currently have in my collection. And it's not in any order. It's just, just the whole collection. But you'll sort of get the gist of which ones I really like and that. So we'll start off with this one here. It's one of their freshest ones. And I recently took this with me over to Singapore and Philippines last year. It's Beach Hut Man. Now this is part of the Midnight Flower collection, and this thing here is a beast performer for a fresh fragrance. But it is very niche, of course, and you have to like mint, ivy, and oak moss. It's got a lot of vetiver in there too in the dry down. This is just so mint heavy, and it's this fragrance actually smells exactly like the name would imply. It doesn't smell like the beach at all. There's no aquatics in here. This just smells like you're in a tiki bar, beach hut in the Bahamas or the South Pacific somewhere, and it is good performance. Like I said, I took quite a few fragrances with me on that trip. Aventus, Allure Home Sport Extreme, Virgin Island Water, this one of course, Galloway, Percival, and this one here just seemed to go the distance. You can smell this for 10-12 hours easy. And surprisingly, my wife actually really liked this one. I didn't think she would, but go figure. I remember walking down to the pool and I had it on, and she was inquiring what it was, and she really liked it. So there's Beach Hut Man, good freshie, very good freshie. Next up is one of the best Fugues in the game. Hands down, has such a cool name. It's also part of the Midnight Flower collection. It's Bracken Man. Now, this is my latest edition, and I sort of held off on it for a while because of the clove note, sort of put me off. So you have to really like clove to like this fragrance. This has just the classic oak moss, vetiver, has a lot of lavender in there, but this is just a clove heavy fragrance. So most Amouages will just have like one note that is just heavy, and then they'll base the fragrance around it, and this one is clove. Now this one here also just has beast performances. One of the boys, Tom, on the group here, he tried this one night, and he reckons he could smell it, like 20 hours later on him. The stuff here is just magnificent. I've also had quite a few positive comments on this and a couple of negatives. I was at a family gathering and I had this on. It was just recently really warm, having a barbecue, and my sister hated it. She said it was too musky. It doesn't have too much musk in there, but she hated it. But then I've had another couple of comments of some of the guys at work or when I've been out and about. So that's one of my favourite Fugues in the game. It is good stuff. Alright, next one is the fragrance I wore at my wedding in the Philippines last year. Very hot day. Reflection Man. Now while I wore this, when I smelled this a couple of years back, it just screamed, opulent wedding. It is very jasmine, sort of neroli heavy. You got that orange blossom in there, and it has a gorgeous sandalwood sort of dry down to this. One of my favorite dry downs, and I'm sure a lot of people's favorite dry downs in the game. It has pretty decent performance. I can't say I remember really smelling it on the day of the wedding. I guess I was just transfixed and focused on more important things. But it does come in a pretty cool box too. And this is just such a safe, versatile, mass appealing sort of fragrance, as are those other two also. But this one here is, I guess people that don't know the niche game would say that it's a bit too feminine or whatever. You might have to just be a really confident guy to pull it off, but it's just an all-round good fragrance, good performance, as every Amouage is pretty much. A nice little tip here too, when I went overseas, because I got all these Amouage boxes, is you will find these boxes are solid as hell, right? And most other fragrance bottles will fit in here. So like I have my Creed Aventus in here, my Luam Sport Extreme, my Galloway, all that. And I just taped up the bottoms when I went overseas and put it in my checked on. And the fragrances aren't going to get broken. So that's just a little hack there. Very handy to have. Alright, the next one, which is going to be in a few of my videos coming up again, is Jubilation 25. Now this one too, if I had got married in the cooler seasons, this would have been a big contestant for that scent. It also is just opulent. It is mass appealing. Well, actually no, it's not mass appealing. Let's get that straight. I've actually shown this to quite a few people who are not hard out into fragrances and they've hated it. And this is a fragrance for me that whenever I smell it, from the first time I smelled it to now, I just think, how could anybody hate this fragrance? But it is very complex, and I think it's the oud in there that sort of puts people off. It's a bit, if you really get deep into it, because it's so complex, it is a bit skanky and oudy. It's just gorgeous. It has that, that black currant, the incense, the oud, and it's just such a complex fragrance, but it is cool. It looks cool, as all the Amouages do. Pretty decent performance, not anything special with this one. I find it sits quite close to my skin. But I do really enjoy wearing it, and it's just one of my favourites. Alright, number 5 on the list is in the green bottle with the Asian writing on the side. I love these boxes, they're so cool. It's Epic Man. Now this one here is just massive spices, ouds. Think the Silk Road in China. It is awesome, and surprisingly it actually has sort of a clean, fresh sort of opening. Like you can mistake someone just getting out of the shower sort of using a very oriental style soap, and this one here has very good performance. It projects, but I could see how a lot of people wouldn't like this, like with a lot of Amouages, but this would be one, if you're looking for a good winter fragrance, I would highly suggest. But you have to love oud, you have to love the spices, you have to love the incense, because it is a challenging fragrance, but it is one of my favourite Amouages. Alright, so there's Epic Man. As I said, it's just a basic review. Alright, we're doing second to last. This might surprise some people that it's coming second to last, but whatever, it's in the blue bottle, the Blue Beast. Now this is one of the only fragrances that I've put on, and a couple of hours later my wife has come home from work when she used to do night shift as a nurse, and she literally opened up all the windows, all the doors, and had to air the house out because that's how strong this stuff was. The stuff is ridiculous. Just amber, incense, sandalwood. It has the performance, it has the name, it has the look, it is gorgeous. The main note in this one, so like I didn't say it before, but Reflection Man will be the jasmine. You know how I say that every Amouage has a note and it's sort of built around that. So we have mint and beech heart, we have clove and bracken man, we have jasmine and reflection. Jubilation 25 will be black currant, and Epic Man is just that oudy, sort of stanky, spicy note that it's built around. This one here is, I believe, the oregano, however you want to say it, and that's what makes it unique, is that little pinch, something else that you've never smelled in a fragrance before, unless you get the dupes and the clones. But this one here, for the price, I got it at a very good price. Most of these I've got off Perfume NZ. I can get them from Europe for a bit cheaper, but just for the convenience I sort of gone to them, but their prices are going sky high now, I've noticed. So if you want any of these, hit me up, I'll see what I can do. At the moment it's a bit hard with shipping and that, but hopefully it'll come back online soon. So there's Interlude, very good performance, just a beast. You got to be confident to wear it. It's one of those fragrances I love, I just love it, but wearing it out in public and that, it sort of scares me, because it's going to make you stand out. It is attention grabbing, it is hard hitting, it screams attention, and demands respect. Now this one here in the red bottle and gold, and it does take me on a journey. It is journey. Not many people talk about this in the community. There's about half left in there. I've used the hell out of this one. Now this one here is just, it's so good. So for me, the note in here that it's built around is the juniper berry, which is quite unique for a darker fragrance. But it just adds that nice touch to it. And I think this was made by Alberto Morales, who's done a lot of well-known fragrances. But this one here is just, it looks cool. This one here performs really well. I hope it's always going to be in my collection. And this is probably, I don't know, it's hard to pick a favorite, but this, for the darker ones, I think this will be my favorite. Just because it's a bit different, like it's totally, and not many people talk about it, so it's got the massive, you gotta love pepper in here too. This is sort of like the pepper and juniper that are those notes, but for me it's mainly the juniper. But it has just heavy pepper, tobacco, juniper, incense, you know, sandalwood, musky. It is good, very good performance, and it's cool. So yeah, there's my little Amouage review. I can't wait to get my nose on a few more, so hook me up with some samples, give me some more video ideas, and just give me some feedback, you know. I'm sort of new to this stuff, so see how it goes. So cheers.